Tell us about this fight and what you expect on May the 27th.
Well, first of all, I'm very happy to be here. I believe that this is not only the biggest fight in welterweight boxing, but this is the biggest fight in the world right now. With the fact that you have the best from Great Britain, the best from America, so that makes it an international fight. I read and I listen to how you present Errol as the American, as to say that there's a difference. That, you know, he's a British guy, we're an American guy. And I'm happy to be here. And I think that Errol Spence is the best opponent that Kell Brook has ever faced. Saying that he just fought Triple G, I said the exact same thing to Chris Algieri, and he had just fought Amir Khan and also Manny Pacquiao. He's the best and most technically sound fighter that Kell Brook has ever fought. And so I think it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good day, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Dominic, obviously the Triple G fight last September, a great event, a great effort from Kell Brook. We knew what it was. We took the gamble in that fight, back at 147 pounds, and Kell way ahead of his usual place with 10 weeks to go. Been out in Fuerteventura for 4 weeks, already in great shape.
I mean, we all watched the Triple G fight at the weekend, last weekend. And for me, you could see, after being in the ring with Kell, there was something missing in that fight. You know, Kell had knocked the stuffing out of him, and he wasn't the same fighter. I don't think everybody gave Daniel Jacobs a chance in that fight. And, you know, watching Daniel Jacobs, you could see he picked a bit off Kell, switching, rolling, moving, grabbing, holding, got through that fight. A lot of people thought he won that fight. Yet, apart from the eye injury, you know, he didn't really make a dent on Kell apart from that. And I think if Errol Spencer's coming over here with the idea that he's going to make a dent in Kell Brook, he better rethink his game plan. Kell Brook is a very technical, sound fighter. You know, he's the best we've got. He's been in with bigger guys. And he was the first one to take on Golovkin, show people the blueprint how to beat him. And, you know, Daniel Jacobs nearly came close to doing that. I'm not too sure that Errol Spence is the best at 147 in America. I think there's other fighters I class in front of him. But he's coming over here. He's taking his chances, you know. And we'll see how he goes on. We've got a DVD of his fights. We'll analyse everything. He's a southpaw. Kell loves fighting southpaws. He's very good against southpaws. For us, it's actually easier than orthodox fighting. So, you know, we've got 9-10 weeks left. Kell's well in front of his training plan. He's well on his weight target. He's looking good. He's looking strong. We've just come back from Fuerteventura. Done 5 weeks out there. We've had a great time. Put some serious work in. Kell's dropped some good weight. Got himself in a good place. And it's just a case now of lining up the sparring partners and getting the graft done. And that's what we intend to do. And, you know, when they step in the ring in Sheffield, just like we did all those years ago in '84 when Errol Graham boxed here, boxing an American, I'm sure that Kell Brook will come out victorious. I think Errol Spence will learn a lot. He's still got time to come back and maybe challenge other guys in the division, Thurman or Garcia or something like that, and pick himself back up again. But I don't think on the 27th it's going to be his night.
Definitely. This is a fight that I've been wanting. I've been waiting for a long time. You know, this has been a lifelong dream of mine since I started boxing. I finally get my opportunity. And like I said before, I'm coming here to take the title. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Kell Brook, he's a good fighter. But I feel like I'm a better fighter than him, and I'm the best fighter at 147.
Obviously, there was talk of him moving up. Many felt that he wouldn't defend his title at 147, but glad he had stayed there, and now the fans have, I believe, the best fight in world boxing.
Definitely. I mean, that's what I want. A true champion want to take the title from the champion. You know, you don't want to take the title from somebody you have to fight because a champion vacated. You know, I want to fight the champion, and I want to beat the champion so I can become a true champion. And that's what true champions do.
Kell Brook, the dream is here. Bramall Lane, your city, your club, your time to defend your world title in front of a packed out Bramall Lane. May the 27th, Errol Spence. There was no vacating this title for you.
There were no vacating for me. First of all, I'd like to thank you, people behind Sky, Sky backing me and getting it across the line to get it at Bramall Lane. You know, when I was 6 years old, my uncle Johnny used to take me down to this, to the ground and said, one day you're gonna fight here and defend your world title. you know, and it's come true, you know. So I'm overwhelmed that I've finally got it across the line this fight, you know. But I'm so happy, like I said, and it took me so long to get this world title, you know. The team around me were telling me to move up in weight, you know, but it's been too hard to get to become IBF world champion. So, you know, you got to come here, you got to come to my backyard and take it. Like I had to go over to, you know, to Shawn Porter's backyard and take it away from him. The fact is, you know, all these Americans, we've seen it before with Jeff Lacey, there's a lot of hype in it, you know. He seems to, you know, he's looking the part, you know, but he's fighting, you know, Algeria, who's a, you know, not a big puncher, a 10-stoner coming up, and you're fighting a 50-odd-year-old man in that, you know, the Italian guy. You know, he's never ever fought an animal like me, you know, who, you know, so determined to, you know, become great and wipe out this division. You know, after I've beat Spence, I want the Thurman of the world and unify all this division. That's what I want to do, Ed.
Of course, when we had the conversations, there was talk of moving up to 154 pounds. But a lot of people just presumed you'd vacate. People goaded you that you just automatically vacate, and that almost pushed you even more to say, absolutely not, this is the fight I want.
Absolutely. When people were telling me that, it made me stick my heels in more. And, you know, I need to, it took me too long just to give this title away. You know, it's going to be tough, you know, to make welterweight, but, you know, I've got a great nutritionist in Greg Marriott who's going to take me down to the weight slowly. You know, I'm already passing my targets out in training. So I'm looking forward, you know, to getting in there and giving the fans a, you know, magnificent fight, because if this guy, you know, is meant to be the, you know, the next big thing, then all I can say is the fans are in for a treat, because you know that I'm going to bring the heat, you know, on the 27th of May.
Obviously, you lost your last fight, which was hard to take. A great fight against the middleweight unified world champion. How much do you take from that fight, the fact that you went in there, mixed it with him, stood up to his power as well, and now you're moving down to fight effectively a smaller man?
I've took a lot from that, you know, from the Golovkin fight. Everybody ripped me off. I went in there. I showed what balls I had to get in there and put it on him, you know. You know, it bust me eye in the second round, but I still stood there, and I stood in the middle of the ring, and, you know, I had it out with him. You know, I learned a lot from that, because he's a huge puncher, and I believe me making welterweight, I'm the biggest welterweight out there. So I believe that I'll be bullying these guys. I believe that I'm going to be so strong, fast, fit, you know, because when I do have to really grill myself to make that welterweight weight and put the weight back on healthfully, I'm like a beast in that ring the day after. So I'm looking forward to chucking some chocolate brownies at Spence. I'm looking forward to it, you know. And the only one truth in this fight is Errol's going to get beat.
What makes you believe that you can, obviously the Golovkin fight apart, really become the first man to beat Kell Brook? What is it in your arsenal that makes you different to everyone else he's fought?
I believe in my skills. You know, I've been in there and I sparred with a lot of great fighters, Floyd, Lamont Pearce, and Shawn Porter, and I went toe-to-toe and tick for tack with the best of them. I believe in my skills. I believe in my ability. I believe in my coach having a great game plan and coming in to win.
What did the great Floyd Mayweather say when you worked together?
He said I was a great fighter. He just said I needed to work on a little bit of patience, and you know, that comes with fighting. And I was 4-0 at that time.
And what do you feel about what Kell was saying about the strength that he has at welterweight, that he's the most powerful welterweight in the world, that he's bigger and stronger than everybody else? And do you worry about that?
I'm not worried about that at all. I mean, I'm not a guy that walk around at 160, 165. I get up to 170, the high 170s too. So I'm a strong, I'm a fast, I hit hard too at welterweight too. So I'm a big welterweight too.
And tell us, obviously, you've been over here before to the Olympics, so you don't mind the travelling. You're obviously going to come in front of 25,000, 30,000 Brits. That doesn't faze you in any way, or does that spur you on more?
Don't faze me at all. It's all motivation. You know, I've been over here 3 times as an amateur, but it's going to be totally different as a pro. 30,000 plus fans all rooting for Kell Brook, and I'm excited to upset them.
What are you going to do differently in the fight to anyone that's faced Kell Brook before?
You know, it's a game plan that, you know, we're not going to discuss right now. You know, my coach got it, and we're going to discuss it during training camp. But
you believe that you've got the slick southpaw skills and the power to be able to take this title home?
Definitely.
Kell, let's bring you in. First of all, what after the Golovkin fight, you obviously came to terms with losing for the first time, but were you proud of yourself about the way you went about the rounds of action? Because from our point of view, it was a hell of a fight.
You know, I were excited during the fight. You know, I was gutted because the fight got stopped basically, and you know, I was just gutted just to see how I would have gone. You know, if I would have been able to see. I believe that, you know, I gave it Golovkin, and I believe that I could tell at the end of the rounds and during the fight that he was slowing down, and I think I was going to take over.
Do you think you would have beaten him if the eye?
I believe so. You know, I've you know, till that stage I'd never dreamt of losing. You know, so I'm a champion. I go in there every single fight to win. I'm determined to win.
In the weeks afterwards, obviously losing your unbeaten record, which was intact and so impressive for so long, were there moments that you thought, you know, what next? Was there, you know, a depressive period? Yeah,
of course. Nobody likes to lose, and I had the longest reigning, you know, unbeaten record in Britain, and I wanted to keep hold of it. You know, absolutely good. You know, that I'd lost in such a big fight, but like I said, I've learned a lot from that fight. And I want blood. I want the truth blood.
I know you've only seen snatches of the fight with Danny Jacobs at the weekend, but do you believe maybe that Gennady Golovkin won't quite be the same again since you've shared a ring together?
You know, nobody's been going the distance with him. You know, so I believe that I did knock the stuffing out of him in that fight. You know, I think I put the blueprint out there. You know, and I remember watching bits of footage, and even Jacobs mentioned that his friend were on the phone to him saying Kell Brook's upsetting Golovkin and, you know, everything else. So I believe that they went in there knowing that he's not invincible, which, you know, it were a close fight and they went the distance.
A great deal's been made about your weight. Obviously, you're saying that you are the biggest, strongest welterweight in the world, but there were people that thought you should maybe go back at light middle because of obviously fighting at middleweight. How happy are you with getting down to 10 stone 7 and being, you know, strong when you do it?
I'm definitely not happy about it, but you know, I'm an experienced fighter. You know, I know what I need to do. You know, I've done it before. I'll do it again. You know, I'm so determined to come in, leave no stone unturned. Follow the diet to a T. You know, don't be sneaking downstairs in the kitchen and going in the fridge. None of that's happening in this fight. You know, I've got to be meticulous. I've got to make sure I do everything. You know, because I'm coming here. You know, for mine and my uncle's dream to be here at Bramall Lane, and I'm gonna bring so much energy from my fans. And, you know, it's gonna be a fantastic night for everyone in Yorkshire. If he's as brilliant as he says he is, he's gonna bring out the best in me. I'm going to draw so much energy from all the fans here. It's going to be a fantastic, spectacular night. So the fans are going to get a fantastic treat on the 27th of May.
You've always liked being up against it, you know, the underdog with Shawn Porter out in the States. I think Eddie was saying that the bookies are making Errol Spence favourite here. Does that spur you on? Do you relish those opportunities?
Of course I do. You know, everybody's got their own opinion. You know, nobody's really seen the real Kell Brook, and I believe we're going to get it the 27th of May. You know, I think this is my time. This is for me to go out there and show exactly what I've got. You know, I'm going to need everything in this fight, I believe. You know, and I'm going to go out there and do it.